this won't change anything between us.
This is weird to me. It kind of breaks my heart a little bit that you kept in touch with some other f***ing piece of Nobody's listening, right? Hi, Andy.
Hello.
I'm so excited to chat with you for an hour as though no one's listening.
Me too.
I feel like we're kind of free-balling today.
I'm always free-balling. Haven't worn underwear since 2009.
That is not true, but I want to circle back to that. First of all, is anyone listening?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I can't believe I didn't read this comment last week because this is from 2 weeks ago, but I needed to share this with our listeners. This is from Stephanie on Spotify. Longtime listener, first-time commenter. I'm a designer for Disney, and there are no mirrors above the sinks in our theme parks to help the circulation / avoid people taking a long time looking at themselves at the sinks. Usually we will have one large mirror near the exit only.
Oh my gosh, see? I was right.
You were right. I didn't believe you that you were saying that there weren't many mirrors in women's bathrooms.
Well, that's probably why. I mean, I think women do take a lot longer to look at themselves. And I have to say, like a day at Disney, no one's looking their best. So you better get those pictures early. And I don't know, the only days I've had at Disney, if I were to catch a glimpse of myself in the mirror, it would tank my mood.
Oh, interesting.
So maybe it's also part of keeping the magic alive for everyone.
Maybe. I thought that was so fascinating. I also want to address a comment that I couldn't find, but that I saw from a few weeks ago that asked what my ranking in Rocket League was.
Oh, yeah.
And the comment, tell me if I'm remembering correctly, this sounds like a listener whose boyfriend plays.
Yes.
And are they in Iceland? And is he also a music producer?
Maybe. Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Slide into my DMs or something. I got to know who this guy is. An Icelandic producer that also plays Rocket League.
Wow.
He sounds like my kind of guy.
Totally.
Anyways, this might ruin all of that. I'm not ranked at all in Rocket League.
What do you mean?
I'm not ranked because it turns out to be ranked, you'd have to be playing competitive matches online with like people everywhere. Oh. I'm only playing with my friends.
Oh, well, that's okay. I thought, I was like, surely you're playing every week for like 3 hours.
But I'm not ranked. I have no official ranking.
I want you to get ranked.
But maybe if I played this Icelandic dude and we went to toe-to-toe with some, I don't know, what's another country?
Norwegian? Yeah.
Okay. If we went toe-to-toe with some Norwegians, I'd get ranked.
Yes.
Shout out to all our Norwegian listeners. And also shout out to our Finland listeners. I saw that we were number 2 on the charts there recently.
Oh.
So to whoever you are bringing us up those charts, really appreciate it.
Okay, I have an update.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember how I was talking about how I went to Tai Chi and it felt kind of yucky?
Yeah.
Well, nobody, Lisa, wrote to me.
Are you able to share Lisa's name?
I don't know.
Okay, keep it in.
Dude, the Tai Chi yoga place was it, and then she names the exact name of the exact place I went to.
Whoa.
If so...
Wait, what?
Yeah. If so, it is a cult. I was pulled into it in my early 20s. I did all their programs and finally stopped going when they asked me to sign a contract that my soul would live, hang on, at a Juniper tree. Juniper. Sorry, forgive me, a juniper tree at their compound in Arizona after I passed the classes. I knew it was a cult, but it took this weird contract for me to finally run. And I said, oh my God, that is the place. Holy shit. And then she said, seriously, run. They are evil. Do not go back. They tell you it's Tai Chi, but it's not. It's all bullshit. It's some weird exercise of their own invention. Which I did think it was weird. Remember how I talked about how like I had her move her hands off of our son's private area?
Yeah.
I was like, I've never come across that. And I mean, it's not like I've done real deep Tai Chi dives.
But You've done no Tai Chi dives,
but you mostly
clear.
Just see people standing up and kind of moving really slowly and stuff. And I thought that was weird.
Yeah. You now sort of need to take a legit class to really get a feeling of like how off this place was.
I know. I probably do need to
really
do that.
sort of want you to do that.
I'll do that. I think I found some that are like at a park, which is more my speed anyway. But this is really interesting because today at Pilates,
Yeah.
I got a butt pat from my favorite teacher. And I was so
This is not
happy.
your first butt pat. Is this your second
No, this is
butt
my
pat?
second. The first one, I didn't know how to feel about it.
Uh-huh.
But now all I know is it's a badge of honor. And I love this teacher. And to get the butt pat feels great.
I don't know. I think it crosses a boundary.
It does with
Set it
some
up.
people.
Set it up.
With some little bitches
Set
who
it up.
can't handle it.
Set it
No,
up.
just
Set it up.
kidding.
Set it up. Set it up.
Well, you're doing Pilates. It's on a reformer.
Give me the pose. Give me the pose. The whole thing.
Okay. I was on all fours.
Okay.
And so it's on this machine. My foot is in a strap that's connected to the other side of the machine. And you're doing like the leg up. So it's a butt burner. It's a butt burner. Ooh. And she was kind of straightening my hips because what you want to do is lean to the side that you're working, which feels unnatural.
Okay.
And you want to straighten your hips out. And she was helping guide them.
Okay.
And then...
How long does she have her hands there?
Like 10 seconds.
Okay, nice.
While I'm doing the back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah.
And then, sure enough, at the end of it's like when she's moving on, she gave my butt a little doot-doot.
A doot-doot or like a firmer doot?
No. Like a doot-doot.
Oh, that doesn't sound like a butt pat. That more feels like I'm moving on. I'm done with you.
On my butt? On my butt
Her
cheek?
Her hands are right there.
Yeah, and it was on my butt cheek.
That sounds more like, here are my hands on your hips, and then bye-bye. Just slide it over, bye-bye.
What do you want? Some sort of crazy spank?
I want to like...
A wind up?
No. I just want a little bit more intention. Good job. Do you hear that, Pat?
Yes.
Good job.
Yes. The job was in there.
No, you gotta.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
No.
It seems so similar. It seems so similar. The
Andy,
rhythm is even the same, but it's the intention, and there's a little bit more power
yes, there was power.
In the good job.
There was a good job in it. I promise you. How dare you?
Okay, what was this lady wearing?
Really cool. I mean, she's a cool chick. She's like young and hip, and she always has cool nails.
What's her name? What's the link of the place? Let's put it in the description.
No, I was so happy. Anyway, that happened.
I'm here for that.
It's just interesting how vibes are everything. And that's my new life motto.
Okay, question.
Vibes are everything, because at the Tai Chi place, now granted it was my kid.
This is so different.
No, but it is interesting. Like, this woman laid her hands on me in a way that maybe some would deem inappropriate. But
not the fixing part. The form, I don't think.
No. And she knows, like, I've been going to her class for years. You know, we have a rapport.
Yeah. She's been staring at that ass for years.
Please. I think of all the asses there, mine is the least worthy of staring. But she, like, you know, she knows me. She gets a sense of my personality. Okay. But in the Tai Chi place, let's take the kid part out of it. She also had her hands on me. Mm-hmm. Long before she laid hands, I had bad vibes.
Yeah.
And so I was already like, my defenses were up, and I was like, I'm uncomfortable, and like going through the mental gymnastics of like, at what point do I say something? Like, you know, how do I get out of doing all of that stuff? Whereas this case, it was just like, yes, I shook today in class.
After she touched you?
I do think it was afterwards. It's not like she did the good job, Pat, and then I was like...
Oh, you just mean you shook from, like, your muscles?
Yes.
Oh, if you're not shaking, you're not baking. Hey, getting to bodies again.
Yeah.
Or just because we're talking about bodies, sort of, or I'm imagining your body and this other woman's body. So let's talk about my body for a second.
Yes.
Actually, before we get to my
body.
Hold on, though. But I got to jump. I'm jumping everywhere. Before we get to my body, if a man did that to you, is there any scenario where a Pilates man coach could give you a good job?
Is he like very blatantly gay?
No, ambiguous.
No.
Not for you.
No. And I think not. Yeah. No. And I'm sure that sort of thing happens all the time. I
But
feel
the
like
holding the hips, he could probably, a male teacher could do that to you if done the right way, right?
Yeah, I think male teachers need to know what the boundaries are pretty clearly. Like there might be some, you see in like White Lotus-y situations where all the women are wanting that from the hot young male yoga teacher.
Yeah.
Not me.
How many times would you say you've gotten with a fitness instructor of any kind after class?
For coffee or something?
Okay, let's get to my body.
Okay.
We were at your sister's house.
Yes.
And we went hot tubbing.
We went hot tubbing. We just got in the hot tub.
Hello? What the hell is the difference?
I think I'm wrong. But when someone says we went hot tubbing, I imagine there are multiple hot tubs.
In what world is someone going to multiple hot tubs?
You're right. I don't know.
We went hot tubbing like we're on a bar hop? Yeah, first we went to this hot tub, and then we walked a couple blocks to, the other hot tub, and then we went to that gross hot tub.
Yeah, I guess I've never thought about it. But speaking of, most hot tubs are gross. I won't get into a public...
And your sister's is vile. Let's just start there.
No, hers is incredible. And I know they keep it right and tight. But
we don't know
my friend
pH...
got a full body rash once. Do you remember this when we were living in New York?
Yeah.
She went away and it stayed with her and they couldn't figure out what was going on. And it was from the hot tub.
You can get, I think, can you get a staph infection from hot tubs? Let's just say yes.
I mean, I think you can get a staph infection from...
I don't even know what one is, to be honest.
It's the staphylococcus bacteria that gets into your bloodstream and creates a horrific infection.
And what is strep throat? Is that streptococcus?
Mm-hmm. Dukakis? What was his first name?
Yeah, Mike.
Mike Dukakis.
It was Michael, but
Michael.
I like to call him Mike. Okay, my body. So we're in this hot tub, and it was pretty hot. And
it was hot.
Yeah, they like it really hot.
It's
because before
it's
we
also
got
like
in
how, they like things hot.
Yeah, and they must like it hot because before we got in, I think Brian had said it's almost like there to temperature. Like he was monitoring it on his phone because he turned it on so we could go tubbing. Anyways, it was a little hot for me, so I would get in for a little bit. Then I would get up and just keep my legs in, and I'm sitting on the side.
Yeah.
But how I'm sitting on the side, and we're all just chatting, we're having a lovely time, but I was facing the house, which was basically, if I wanted it to be, a wall of mirrors.
Oh, this is my worst nightmare. By the way, I've put on a few pounds recently. Have you noticed?
No.
That's because you see me every day, probably.
And weigh you every day, but that seems odd that I wouldn't notice that, but sure.
Nothing crazy, but I'm 5'4", so a few pounds feels different. My clothes feel different. Mm. And this is the first time I put on a swimsuit in a while.
Okay.
And I was feeling really insecure.
Well, I can is that the right? Quash? Smosh? I can help in that department because I thought you looked really sexy in your swimsuit.
You did?
Yeah, very much so.
Okay, thanks.
Really like that swimsuit, and I think you look great in it.
To the degree that I was not even wanting to get out and sit out, even though I was baking. When we were done tubbing, my face was like a tomato red. I think I had overheated.
Oh, that was it. Yeah, you were making...
And it's because I felt insecure to sit out, which is so stupid. I'm with my family. No one cares. But... Yeah. It was more just me not feeling good in my skin, which it bums me out. Am I ever going to just love myself?
And I don't think so. I don't think there's a chance.
I'm going to start crying and thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I'm serious.
I'm serious too. What do you want me to say? Just lie to your face right now?
I'm not.
How far should I take this before I throw the car into reverse?
Have you ever loved yourself? I'm serious.
No, we can't do this right now. Listen, everybody has a complicated relationship with themselves. I'm teasing you right now, obviously, right? Right?
Well, I don't know. You've known me for 21 years. Have I? I think there have been pockets of time where I've either really done the work and am feeling comfortable in my skin but by and large, it's been a frustrating process.
I do not think of you as someone that has a hard time loving themselves.
Thank you.
And maybe what you're saying right now is you've maybe had a hard time with your physicality. It seems like you've struggled with, like, loving that aspect of
It's
yourself.
always changing. You know, after kids, it changes. Now perimenopause or whatever, getting older, going through back surgery, all this stuff it changes a lot. And I want to just accept it and love it, but it's very hard for me.
You should just love it. I absolutely love it. And I think you look really sexy right now. So
thank you.
But let's not make this all about you, okay? Can we make it about my body for once?
Yes. Oh my gosh. But you were bravely facing a wall of mirrors.
Yes. And I'm not I don't have, can I say bitch tendencies? Because we just learned it on Temptation Island.
I don't know. Yeah, you can.
Just this one time? Thanks.
This one time you get a pass.
Okay. So I don't have bitch tendencies. So I was sitting out because I didn't want to be hot in the tub and overheat like you. Seems like you might have overheated. But I was staring at myself, and it was the first time I was looking at my upper body, and I was like, oh, that's what everybody's looking at. It is a very kind of middle-aged man's body, which it should be. I'm a middle-aged man.
It's a very good body.
But it felt like a little bit more like saggy, and I feel like it might be time to maybe put in a little work.
Well, speaking of, this is interesting because was it before this or after?
No, it was after, and this is why I brought this up, okay? So continue, and then I have one big question for you.
Well, I hope that what I just shared with you, that I was basically willing to boil myself cooked because of the insecurities of my body. My sister, while we were there, showed me some dancers, and it was very cool because basically it was watching these routines of these dancers and being like, dancers are so much better than we were when we were like competitively dancing.
Yeah. You're inspired by these crazy dancers.
But what was very cool was they were not stick skinny waifs the way we were taught we had to be successful dancers back then. They're strong and gorgeous, and their strength was really inspiring. And so after the hot tubbing, I was like, well, maybe I don't want to fall back into diet culture, even though it is very seductive. I don't really want to get into like restricting and all of this stuff. But what I think might be great for me and a mindset shift, and something I've never really pursued, is seriously building strength, lifting weights.
Okay.
And eating more protein and doing the whole thing.
Sure.
And so it wasn't because of your body that I suggested this, but here's what I will say. Something I have noticed about you, and this is nothing new. Your posture is worrisome to me.
Oh, I thought it was it's been a little better lately. No?
It was better when you were like doing stuff about it, but lately I have noticed, and I swear to God, it's not an aesthetic thing. I think you were very sexy, and you know, what you saw, I genuinely in the hot tub was admiring you.
Oh, that's nice. Okay.
So
that's nice.
Know this.
Sure.
This is more because I know what like this kind of old man posture where your head's forward. And of course it's like that. You're at your computer all day. Like this is how you operate. Basically, I know from my back stuff, it's like top down. It's going to fuck up your knees. It's going to fuck up your back. And it's a slippery slope to be on also. And so I was thinking, I want to start doing lifting weights. And I think also you and I doing it together could be holding each other accountable. And I think it would be good for you and your posture.
So you did have an agenda when the other day you were like, do you want to do Apple Fitness again to get that started?
I had a couple of agendas. One is I don't really know how to like get to it. Two, I think if we made this part of our daily routine together, I would be more likely to do it.
Okay.
And it's just more fun doing things with you. And
we
I also
hang
think
out so much is the only problem, though. Do you know what I mean?
I do. I do.
Okay. I thought you were bringing it up. One, I was worried, did you see me in the hot tub? And then you were thinking like he needs to. Okay. Two, I didn't even think it had anything to do with the dancing videos. I thought you were more on this bone strength, like
Well, it's all
perimenopause
of
kick.
it.
Like
It is
I
all
need
of
to
it.
get the dumbbells out
I've
so I
been
can get
fed
strength.
so much stuff that I'm like trying to parse out what is actually beneficial for me? What can I commit to? What will make me feel good and what will not make me slip into this feeling of like feeling bad about myself?
Can we talk about that vagina cream that you got that has the crazy label on the front?
Sure.
Do you remember exactly what it says?
It says like 1 ounce per vagina.
Apply 1 ounce per vagina.
Yeah.
Like as if one person has more than one
I
vagina.
think that was just a typo.
You do?
I don't know. It seems very weird. But yeah, I put that in my vagina.
That's cool. That's cool. I don't know.
I'm working on me. I am working on me. A couple things I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
One is I've been feeling a little like, I'm going to be real. I've been feeling, I guess it's depression, but I'm like taking my depression medication, but I'm feeling a little like not wanting to do anything. Not wanting, when I see my friends, it's really fun and it's great. When I go to Pilates, it's great. But like just lacking motivation in general.
Yeah.
Lacking all creative motivation, actually, until very recently. Now I actually just got a spark back, which is very exciting. But I want to like learn new things. And one of the things that I am going to do, we have a chip on our bathtub.
Yeah, I do know that.
I'm going to fix that.
Oh, cool. I know what you're talking about.
I'm going to take it upon myself and watch YouTube videos.
That sounds fun.
And it might lead to me renovating our bathroom. But I need something to be like excited about. And
what about, I know off air, we've caught up about this and it's probably good to catch up on it on air. Your oil painting, we've decided we're going to take back the easel that I got you for Christmas. Yeah. You're not ready to get into that full bore right now.
What I want is to take a class that's closer by, that's a weekly class where that's my time kind of. Mm-hmm. And I have someone telling me what the fuck to do because oil painting is kind of complicated and
got it.
It's also very messy. We don't really have a place for an easel. Mm-hmm. I just want it to be something that I do in a class, which is fine.
Okay.
So I'm not washing my hands of it, but I do want to take that easel back.
Yeah, we'll take the easel back.
I never opened it.
Great. Hopefully it'll be easy to take back.
How about you? I know you have your cuppeth overfloweth, but are you excited about the idea of doing weights with me?
Yeah, because of this, seeing my body in the mirror, I'm like, oh, I should do a little thing. Have you also noticed I've lost weight?
Yes.
You have noticed?
Yeah.
But you never said anything.
Well.
Yeah. But you've noticed.
Why? Did you weigh yourself?
Yeah, I did about 2 weeks ago, and it was kind of shocking.
Really?
Yeah, I've lost probably about like 10 pounds in the last year. I assume it's some of the ADD medication for the past year.
Yes.
So I'm trying to be a little bit more mindful about like eating and stuff because that can make
you
you
know
not
what
want to
happened
eat
is
as much.
your weight while we've been sleeping has just been crawling over to me and hopping into me.
Yeah. Well, real quick though, to be honest about the extracurricular like doing things, I have not found time lately. I love making music, obviously, and I have this little gizmo called the Ableton Move that I love so much, and they keep updating the machine. The machine got updated like 2 weeks ago with some features I've been wishing it had, and I literally haven't turned it on since then.
Oh my God.
That's how busy I've been.
Yeah.
And so I do need to find some time for stuff like that, just to have a little me time to like enjoy making stuff. I also need a little me time outside, I think,
So it sounds like our weights thing might be a me thing.
Oh, no, I'm interested in that because I think it'd feel good for the body and soul, if you will.
I do. I went to Pilates and I was shaking. Mm-hmm. I feel alive today.
That's great.
Like the cells have kicked in a way. It really does make a difference, I think.
I think that and getting a good sleep is the name of the game.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We need to. I've been staying up pretty late lately.
Yes.
So let's get some exercise. Let's get some sleep, all that good stuff. Speaking of sleep, now is the perfect time to shout out this week's sponsor.
Yes.
Brooklyn Bedding.
Love them.
Oh, these days we need sleep, you
That's
and
all
me.
I want. Honestly, it's a problem with their new mattress. I just want to stay in there all the live long day.
Now, you took the reins and you got on the Brooklyn Bedding site.
Yes.
And you were looking through all the different options
Yes.
and whatnot. And it looked so cool. I'm jealous that you did it, but you picked us out the perfect mattress because you can say like how firm you want and
Yes.
tell what type of sleeper you are.
And I went pretty high luxury.
You did.
And boy, oh boy, it's worth it. You know, you spend a third of your life in bed or something like that. If you're me, it's more like, half.
Yeah, you're trying to get up to a half, 60.
Yeah.
But anyways, since we've gotten the bed, we have been loving it.
Yes.
Brooklyn Bedding mattresses are designed and custom made by the best master craftsmen in the industry with free shipping in the U.S. from their factory. Don't forget to upgrade to Cloud Pillow Top. We got one of those, right?
Oh, yeah.
Ooh!
It is amazing.
It is
I'm
great.
sleeping like a baby.
I love it. They also have a Glacio Tex TM cooling technology. So if you want that cloud pillow top, but you want to be a little cool, that's another option.
That's what we're going to get for one of our kids who's a hot sleeper.
Yes.
Also, you can sleep on your mattress for up to 120 nights. Now, if you don't love it the way we love ours, they will help you return it or pick out a different one. So they really stand behind their product, and you can go to
brooklynbedding.com and use our promo code NLR at checkout to get 30% off site-wide.
Whoa!
This offer is not available anywhere else. You have to use our code NLR on the very last page of checkout to get this discount. That's brooklynbedding.com and use our promo code NLR for 30% off site.
Wide.
Yes! brooklynbedding.com, promo code NLR.
Andy, do you know what sponsor I am loving right now?
I got a good feeling.
Our friends at OneSkin.
Yes.
The incredible team over there has made a scientifically proven product using their OS1 peptide. And I love this stuff so much. Put a little dabble, do ya? And you just rub it on.
Oh, yeah.
And you know it's working. And truly, no joke, my skin, when I put this on at night, I wake up feeling more moisturized. It gives me a little pep in my step.
I can say it's scientifically loved by Elizabeth.
Yes.
I have seen it.
The data is in. This stuff works. It's amazing. I'm not surprised. It was founded by an all-women team of scientists with PhDs in skin regeneration, stem cell biology, and bioinformatics. Now, if that doesn't scream they know their stuff, I don't know what does. So on top of their incredible skincare products, they now have a new product, which is OS1 Hair. And if anyone else out there like me is maybe experiencing some hair loss and wants some fuller, thicker, more luxurious hair, I highly recommend you check this out. It's OS1 Hair, and it's a daily scalp serum that tackles the same zombie cells that their skin products do, where it basically... there are these little jerk cells, okay, who are taking their buzzkills at the party. And this peptide gets rid of them.
Ooh.
So the party can keep on going. Another thing I love about this company is everything is backed up. You can go on their website and find all of the studies they've done, find the science that is backing it all up, which I love because there's so much confusing stuff out there. And this is the real deal. So OneSkin is redefining the aging process with their proprietary OS1 peptide. Get 15% off with code NLR at oneskin.co. That's 15% off at oneskin.co with code NLR. So you'll go to oneskin.co. After you purchase, they're going to ask where you heard about them. Please support our show. And also, please get me on their good side because I really want these cool ladies to think I'm cool. Tell them we sent you with our code NLR and invest in the health and longevity of your skin and scalp with OneSkin.
Your future self.
Your future self will thank you. That's oneskin.co with code NLR. So this morning, going to Pilates, the aforementioned class that this is the only thing I've done, so it's all I'm talking about. I got into the car and Dave Matthews Band Crash Into Me was playing.
Yeah.
And you had set it up to play.
Yeah.
Like you were in bed on your phone and you...
No, I just did it when I got out of the car last night. I set it up so I knew it would play.
God damn it. That is so cute.
I just thought it'd be funny.
It really made my day. It made me feel like very, thought of.
Mm-hmm.
And also, man, oh man, it took me back.
I know how Dave Matthews gets you. You're a real sucker.
Like, wouldn't you say in the 20 plus years we've been together, I'm not ever listening to Dave Matthews. Like, when have
but
you...
it's in your soul.
It is in my soul.
Yeah.
It is in my soul. And there's something... that song I found so sexy when I was like 16 or whatever. And hearing it today, I'm like, I see why.
I mean, say what you will about Dave Matthews, and some people love him, some people hate him, but the guy definitely fucks. All evidence points to that. You know what I mean?
Well, he's like one of the few. I mean, you look like him a lot in some ways.
If only. Sure. I'll take it.
You do.
Great.
Remember, whose birthday were we at where he sent a video message?
He seemed a little drunk in that video.
I know. I hope he's okay. But you did he looks like an older you.
Yeah, sure.
Anywho, I find him very sexy. I think his voice is really great. And I love his music. So it set my day. Not only was like, I get to have this blast from the past, but I was thinking back to speaking to me feeling a little kind of, it's not even down. I'm not down. I'm just kind of feeling a little detached, I guess, maybe.
Sure.
But I still like being with the kids, they're cracking me up. It's not like I'm not having feelings. I can't even explain it. But anyway, thinking back to me listening to Dave Matthews, and I would say it was an era like high school, going into college, maybe a little bit after college, and then it kind of faded from my life. But what would that person think of me now?
Oh, I think they'd be pretty cool with you.
I think that I would go, oh my gosh. Well, first of all, I'm married to Andy Rosen. Awesome. Second of all, like, your life is so full and rich, and you do creative things. You have hysterical friends. You like have incredible kids who you love hanging out with.
Yeah, you'd be fucking stoked.
I think I'd be stoked.
Yeah.
How about you?
Well, I wouldn't be listening to Dave Matthews, so I'd be listening to something else. But I think I'd be cool too.
The Ting Tings?
The Ting Tings?
I don't know.
Okay, have you been listening to the Ting
I
Tings
have,
lately?
I have.
Okay, because it was on in the car the other day. This is one horrible thing, that we're sharing a car at the moment, and that means...
At the moment, baby, this was a great thing that happened.
This is.
Just real fast, so I'll explain.
Sure.
We've had 2 Volvo SUVs, one electric, one old school, and neither of us use them because we are home 24 hours a day, and we're trying to be smarter financially, and it was literally painful every month paying our lease, knowing that neither of them are getting used whatsoever.
Yeah.
And we looked into me turning in my lease a year early, and it was like going to be many, many, many thousands of dollars.
Yeah, it was like $8,000
6 or 7,
something.
8.
Yeah.
The tariffs come out, And I actually happened to be taking my car in for like a service that day. So I was in Volvo land.
Yeah.
And I was like, I wonder if they really want to get slightly used cars right now.
Yeah.
And so I called and they were like, yeah, bring it in. Nothing. It saved us like $10,000.
Oh, yeah. If you think about insurance, gas, everything that we're going to be paying.
Registration.
Yeah. But there's one huge downside on it.
Well, I learned that the very next night. You took the kids out. I was going to go meet up with friends for dinner. And I was like, gonna go out to my car and get into it and drive to dinner. And sure enough, there was no car there.
That's not the downside.
Oh, what is it?
It's that now we share the same Spotify account again.
Oh.
And mine's gonna get so tainted.
With what?
I don't know. Just whatever you're listening to. And you have a habit too of you listen to the same thing over and over and over and over again. So then the algorithm gets like bottlenecked. Like into Elizabeth niche, there's no variety. And I'm trying to expose the kids to different types of music, but oh my gosh, they definitely have more of your taste than mine. I get a lot of like,
what does that mean? I wouldn't say so at all. Our daughter wants like Vampire Weekend, Paramore.
Those are, to be fair, and things I weren't that into, but I enjoy them now.
What are some of the older bands? Like she was asking to play Blondie.
I guess she's in she plays bass, so she's in a like classic, like she wants to hear rocky stuff. So Weezer, Green Day, like stuff you learn when you're playing bass for the first time.
Okay.
So that makes sense.
Great.
But yeah.
And then her son wants to listen to CG5.
Yeah.
That's neither of our taste.
That is neither of our taste.
Yeah. It's tough, but we have to be, you need to be careful. Because I put on Counting Crows the other day, and you go, ugh. And
the guy doesn't know how to rhyme.
Okay. All three of us, other Rosens, were like, well, Teddy was like, why did you make that expression? And I said, Daddy's being a judgmental jerk because he thinks that. And you said he can't rhyme.
You turned off Talking Heads. You could only get through half of a Talking Heads song, and then you had to revert to Counting Crows.
Revert? No. Yeah. Jump forward.
And then, okay, you want to know your most egregious thing? And I don't know the names of the Counting Crows songs, so forgive me for not knowing the name of it.
But somewhere in the middle of America.
You literally skipped over the best Counting Crows song, which I'm like,
Good
if
night,
we're going to
Elizabeth.
listen, I doubt it. How's that one go?
Good night, Elizabeth.
Never heard it. But anyway, so even in the Counting Crows canon, you're skipping over like the one song that's good.
Well, let's set some good examples for our kids that any music that anyone likes to is fine. Like we need to be, you're a music person. Like don't be a music snob.
I let them listen to whatever. And you know what? If there's bad language, I let them listen, but I let them know. I'm not listening to any, like,
this dumb bitch, I slapped her, and
I'm
then
not
fucked her. And
yeah.
Kicked her out of the car.
Yeah,
and then,
that stuff. The stuff I love. I'm not listening to that stuff. But if there's other stuff, curse words, that's fine in my car with them. And they understand.
Cool.
I think they understand.
Wow, very cool.
But I haven't.
Thank you for telling us that. You let curse words live in your car? By the way, the other day when we were shopping, I think I texted you this.
I don't think you did.
We were, I forget where we were. I guess we were in
the mall.
So annoyed. We were in Uniqlo, I think, and I said something about like I need to get a T-shirt. And Otis goes, "That's a buttload of T-shirts." Oh. And I said, "Did you just say buttload?"
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Oh, I was smiling because it was funny to me, but I was like, you might not want to throw around buttload, bud."
I'm here for it. The other day, I know I told you this, but I don't think you understood, and he was around, how wild and funny it was. We're just sitting eating, the two of us, him and I, and there's like a break in the conversation, and he just looks at me and goes, how do you manage? And it was the funniest fucking thing. I didn't, how did he know that would be funny? And I hope
He has such a fine-tuned sense of humor. Like,
but then as I was laughing and then like I told you about it, he then was like being like, you're just like so busy and stuff. And then I was like, oh, are you being like, I hope you're not being serious. How do you manage? Like, I thought you were being kind of funny. But now is it like sad?
Right.
But
right.
Man, he's got some good timing, that kid.
Yes, his timing is impeccable. Okay, we're in spring break.
Doesn't feel like it.
I know it doesn't, but we have some big plans for summer that we're trying to muster. So I wanted to ask you, like, do you have fond memories of spring break? What were the spring breaks of your?
Oh yeah, like classic road trip to Florida. That was a big one, right?
How many times did you do that?
Probably a bunch.
And where'd you go? White Trash Riviera? Or like
Sarasota was a big one.
Great.
We definitely went to St. Augustine, Florida. That's like way down there.
Okay.
Those are the two I remembered, but I'm sure there were other destinations. We definitely did, a Disney World trip once in Orlando. Then we also did like Hilton Head. What's that, South Carolina?
Mm-hmm.
We did other beachy stuff like that. Yeah.
Think about now, okay, now that we're parents and it was probably at these ages, like, all right, kids, we're going to pack up the minivan and drive for 2 days straight.
I loved it.
Well, of course, you were the kid. I loved it too, but
I don't know if our kids would love a long road trip. There's not as big of road trip culture. I'm sure for some people there is.
Well, what made it road trip culture for you? I mean, I would oftentimes ride down with the Cotizas with like Kendall and or we'd kind of car hop as we went. So that was really fun, like being in the car with your friends. And we were in the like back seat of a minivan and had crafts that we were doing and doing games out the window of license plates and doing the alphabet and make-believe stuff. No tablets, obviously, no phones. So it was just playing Paula Abdul and eating tons of junk food. And
I mean, for me, it was having a Walkman and listening to music. Then after that, having a Discman and hoping it wouldn't be skipping the whole time because they were so shitty and the CDs would skip.
Right.
And then just stopping at the gas stations, the weird gas stations I loved, like going to Florida. We've talked about Stuckey's on here before.
Yes.
Like those kind of stores. And then just like, stopping at restaurants to eat. I loved all of that aspect. And then you get to the hotels. I loved the hotels. That was so fun. And they used to all have arcades back then. So it'd be, where's the arcade in the hotel? Can I go play? Mom, can I go to the arcade?
Well, even that, I also have to say, as a parent, I'm like, so you drive for 2 days, you're listening to, kids. I have to go to the bathroom. Da, 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 da. Can I have some da da da? Then we get to the hotel. It's like, let's go to the arcade. I mean, it just sounds not fun.
No, well, back then, though, it was like, you guys go to the arcade.
That's right.
And then the parents are just chilling.
Right. Getting drunk.
What I mean? Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Well,
we should do a little something. We have friends that just did Grand Canyon. And I was like, that actually sounds kind of cool as like a little mini road trip.
That's not mini.
What do you mean?
How far is it?
I think you can do it in a day, but you also can like split it into 2 days. They stopped in Las Vegas at like a really fun hotel that was like very kid friendly and had like, arcade and, crazy water slides. And
I'd be into that. Okay. Yeah. It's an 8-hour drive.
Yeah.
So that would be fun. Did you ever get in trouble on spring break?
No, I was a pretty good kid back then.
No, you weren't.
On vacations, I'm not a troublemaker on vacations. Are you a troublemaker?
Well, I think that I went to like, we would go to Destin. Destin is our destiny. And it would be a lot of families from St. Louis. This is when I was like 13, 14. But yeah, we'd go out on the beach and like drink and smoke and...
Oh, see, I didn't do that. I wasn't at that age. I do remember one spring break that I went to Mexico with my buddy Justin. He came with me, and we were with my mom and I actually think my grandma.
Oh.
And the first day we were there, we're in this tiny little town, and we go out on the beach, and we find our buddy Taylor, who that we used to be in a band with, is on the beach. So we're like, whoa, what's
in
Taylor
Mexico?
doing here? Yeah. And he was on vacation too. And we drank a fuck ton that trip.
And how old were you?
Probably 15.
And it was you and Taylor?
And Justin.
And Justin.
And we would go get, they called 40 ounces of beers. They weren't quite 40 ounces. They called them ballinas, I think.
Okay.
They're like 32 ounces. And we were drinking ballinas and getting fucked up because you could also buy them when you're 15 down there.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
That's fun.
That was very fun. And just smoking Mexican cigarettes.
Yes.
And
see, that's what I'm talking about. Getting into trouble.
I didn't have enough of those for spring break. Did you ever do a classic spring break where you're going?
Well, yes, I did, which I'll get to. I do want to share.
You did?
Yeah. So in Destin, when I think I was 14 and there were like, you ran into your friend on the beach. That's where I ran into, like, a friend of a friend was there with my friend Catherine, who I had met for the first time during this trip. And Catherine came to my mom's Oscar party that she had every year. Usually it fell on spring break. And my mom was talking to her. She had moved to St. Louis from Tupelo, Mississippi at the same year we had moved from San Francisco. And it turns out her mom was one of my mom's best friends in high school in Florida.
Whoa.
And they bought a house that, like, my parents had looked at in St. Louis. So we're in Destin. This random little girl comes to my mom's party with my other friend. And it turns out, and then my mom, I mean, I could cry. My mom and Brenda, her mom, rekindled their best friendship and remained best friends until my mom died.
Destiny and Dustin.
Destiny and Destin. And, like, they would go on trips together my senior year when my dad wasn't living there because he was commuting. And my mom was kind of like on a cruise. She was gone a lot that year while Brenda was with her.
Whoa.
They would travel a lot and had a grand old time and loved each other very much. And Catherine and I became really close until kind of we went to different high schools and kind of just went our separate ways. But I have so much love in my heart for her, and that was very magical. And also, my mom found a 6-pack of Zima in my closet. And I definitely threw some other kids under the bus and was like, oh, they wanted me. I didn't even know what it was. They, like, wanted me to hang on to it to take it down to the beach later.
Nice.
Yes.
You got to always blame it on other kids as long as you know that your parents aren't tattle type of parents.
Yes. And then I also got fingered for the first time on the sandy beaches of Destin, which I would not recommend getting fingered where there's sand.
I've never had a ocean beach hookup, but I've had a lake beach hookup with sand. Probably a little bit different types of sand.
Well, luckily, I mean, the sand in Destin, it's a double-edged sword because it's fine. It's that fine, white, beautiful
Oh, that
sand.
sounds like it would be luxurious and great.
Well, it is to, like, lay on, but it's hard to get out of places. I mean, it's... And it was so awkward, like, so, God, all the fumbling first sexual experiences. Ugh.
Wow.
Cringy. I wanted a man who knew what he was doing.
What was this guy's name?
I don't want to say.
How can you not say? You're lying, I can tell.
No, I'm not. Yeah.
How have I never heard about E?
I don't know.
What was his deal?
He was a year or 2 years older than me.
Older boy.
An older boy. I had a huge crush on him.
Okay. Was he a St. Louis guy also?
Yes.
Oh, so you knew him back home?
Yeah.
Oh, this is why you don't want to talk about it. He's going to hear this.
No, he won't.
Yeah, chances are pretty high that he'll hear this. And to think, I hope he's more of a skilled lover now. But chances are he might not be.
You have to beep out his name.
No way. There's no way I'm beeping out his name.
No, of course he is. We were all like, he was probably 15. I mean, we were just babies.
Mm-hmm. Have you looked him up ever on social media since then? Like, did you look him up in high school? Did he go to your high school?
I'm not going to say any more things about any of this.
You're not, are you?
I sure am not. I'm shutting down.
But you remember his last name?
Yes.
Whoa.
Yes. Yes. He's a great guy, really nice.
How so?
Stop it. Stop it. Wait, what were you saying before? I feel like I had something. I also got the sickest I have been from food poisoning or stomach in Destin.
Destin?
Not during that experience, but in Destin.
What happened, do you think?
I might have also had like sun poisoning.
Yeah.
My mom was so good at taking care of me when I was sick, but I remember we had this condo and it had like spiral metal stairs up to kind of a loft area, which is where I was sleeping. And there luckily was a bathroom up there. But that was the only time in my life where it was like both ends were going. And I needed, accommodations to deal with that.
What kind of accommodations?
Well, just like a wastebasket, basically.
So you're sitting on the toilet.
Yeah.
And then you had a wastebasket.
Mm-hmm.
And you were really sunburned probably too.
So sunburned.
And had been recently fingered by Marty.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I got really food poisony sick on a trip with my mom, which was probably spring break. We were visiting grandma again. And on our trip back, I got crazy sick like the day we got back to St. Louis.
Oh.
And we thinks that it was a ham sandwich at a truck stop that got me.
Sure.
That was what we always thought. That was the first time I had an IV.
Ew.
Like I had to get an
IV.
IV.
You were so sick you went to the hospital.
Yeah. Like really.
Oh, God, you poor little thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think a ham sandwich from a truck stop is a 50-50 chance that you're going to the hospital.
It was most likely the mayo was the theory.
Why?
Bad
Why not
mayo
the ham?
will get you. I don't know, like processed meats that are cooked like ham. I don't know how dangerous that is unless it's like ham. I guess if you're mishandling ham, but I bet you can much easier have a snafu with mishandled mayo than with mishandled ham. I might be talking my ass.
Processed ham is generally considered more dangerous than mayonnaise from a health perspective.
Oh, great. Or just for your body?
Oh, wait, this is just for your body. Yeah.
Okay.
Processed ham is generally considered more dangerous than mayo in terms of food poisoning risk.
Okay.
Processed ham, what if we're changing, your whole family, you should alert them. It wasn't the mayo.
Okay.
Processed ham can be a source of harmful bacteria like listeria.
Oh, that's very true.
While commercially produced mayo is acidified, which helps prevent bacterial growth.
Yeah, what am I talking about? They always have like deli meat fucking disasters. You're hearing about listeria and whatnot.
Yeah.
It was
listeria, hysteria.
Mishandled. I told you that thing about how gross deli meats can be because the law is like you can't have the bag of deli meat longer open for like 7 days, right? After 7 days, you got to toss it.
Is that a law?
Yeah, that's like the food handling laws. There's protocols at a delicatessen at a grocery store.
Wait, you mean at a deli where they're slicing it?
Yeah.
Once you open that ham hock, the plastic.
Yeah.
You got the timer starts and you have 7 days.
It's something like 7 days. But so you, the customer, doesn't know, are you getting it on day 6 or are you getting it on day 1?
You probably want the ones that are more full.
Mm-hmm. Or if it's like a real popular meat, I think you can probably feel pretty safe. If you're getting like a smoked turkey,
yes,
probably a better bet than some weird like, specialty item, if you will.
Right.
I might be talking a little bit out of my ass, but that's okay.
Have you ever had olive loaf?
Yeah, the bread?
No, it's, I think, a meat that has like bits of olive in it.
No.
Okay.
I don't think I have.
Okay.
I could see how someone that likes olives would really like that, though. If paired with like a salami type meat or something, I could see how it could really go together. The saltiness of the olives. I don't even like olives, but I really
Do
see how
you
it could
not
work.
like them? Like, I thought you were maybe coming around to them recently.
I just don't hate them.
Okay.
But they're not for me.
By the way, you asked if I ever went on a real spring break. I mean, first of all, my entire sophomore year of college was spring break because I went to UC Santa Barbara.
Oh, good point.
Partying nonstop. My parents, were dropping like flies.
Mm-hmm.
One dead, the other dead.
Yeah.
But so I was in this weird thing because my parents' house was in Pasadena. So I was like going back and forth between Pasadena and Santa Barbara. When my mom was sick, I was in Pasadena more. Going back, and then I'd go back to Santa Barbara and like do ecstasy and party.
Yeah.
Ugh. And I was going to class and stuff. But
did you do a Cancun Cozumel
yes,
type thing?
Went to Cabo.
Oh.
My sophomore, I guess that was my sophomore year. I don't know. Oh, maybe it was my junior year, which was my last year of college. Because guess who I met there? In Cabo San Lucas, probably at like Senior Frogs or Senior whoever.
Adrian
party.
Brody.
The young man from Baton Rouge.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Who you constantly,
yeah.
You say, because that's where we met and hooked up. He had never seen a thong before. He was like blown away that I was wearing a thong. And then.
You were just rocking a thong on the beach?
No. Like when we were.
Oh, like thong underwear.
Yes.
Got it.
And then, then we made plans for him to come. Now, this guy, I have to say, endured me going like, oh, my mom had just died. And I was still very much in the like, my mom just died phase of things. I'm sure I told him that in Cabo. And then kept in contact with me somehow going, oh, by the way, my dad also just died.
Wow.
Still was planning to come out and visit me. I mean, I guess that thong really made an impression.
Yeah.
He wanted to be, and he came out and he's the one driving home from the airport. He said, Lizzie, you're the best female driver I've ever seen.
Amen. So did you really hook up with him when he came visit? I forget, or did
no,
you guys not really hook up?
I was dating someone new. I was dating a guy I didn't even really like that much, but at the time I thought I did. And he was moving in with me.
Oh.
And I was like, don't come because, I'm with someone.
Yeah.
Like we're dating seriously. He still came and he still thought we would maybe hook up.
Yeah. I mean, there could have been a chance.
Yeah.
I had a girl in high school come visit me, and I was sort of dating someone. No, high school. This is high school. And
someone came to visit you
in Idaho. That was
from
like
where?
St. Louis.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, Andy. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Who?
Okay, hold on. This is going to be so crazy.
Ew.
If you know who this person is, because I don't think I've talked to them since they visited me in Idaho. We lost touch. We didn't go to school with them.
But were you in a relationship? This is confusing to me because when you left for Idaho, you left St. Louis, was when I had the biggest crush on you. We signed each other's yearbooks, like your frosty soulmate. I was so into you.
Yeah.
You never kept in touch with me.
There was, I think it was
we were friends. I know you weren't into me like that back then, but
there was this girl that I'm going to have to talk to Josh about this because I don't even remember how we met her, but like we would go to her house and go swimming all the time, and we were like friends with her, Josh and I.
What's her name?
Oh boy, now I'm like kind of nervous that you're going to know who this is. And then you're going to be like, it's going to be like, oh my God, you know her? Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
This won't change anything between us.
I don't know. This is weird to me that we're 21 years in to this.
It's just dawning on me. You saying the guy visiting.
You left Idaho. I thought outside of your guy friends, you were like, all done, like finished it kind of breaks my heart a little bit that you kept in touch with some other fucking piece of shit bitch.
But I don't even know
kidding.
how I kept in touch with her. If she called me and was like, I don't even know how it all came together.
And your mom was like, sure, she can come visit. Did she stay with you?
I don't remember.
And how soon after you landed in Idaho?
Maybe a couple years.
What?
No, actually, that probably doesn't make sense. Maybe like a year.
Was it summer?
Summertime?
Yeah.
I don't remember. I'm going to have to talk to my friend Josh about this.
How long was she there?
Probably just like a few days, or like I just remember
seeing. And she came to visit you?
I think so.
Okay. Who?
Okay. Does the name ring a bell at all?
I'm like sweating. It does ring a bell.
Does it really?
Yeah. Where'd she go to school?
No idea. Can't remember, but I'll ask.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
St. Louis. She's a financial advisor.
Really?
Saying it's a man, but it might just be all financial advisors are referred to as he, him in St. Louis. Okay. Are any of these women...
No, no.
Did you and her hook up?
I think we made out.
You did?
Yeah.
You didn't have a girlfriend?
I think I might have sort of had a girlfriend.
Okay. So bad. Okay.
Good night.
Good night.